I stood at the edge of the golden dawn, where deserts dream and empires are drawn. A falcon high in the sky did glide, but my soul was restless deep inside. The silence of sand, the hush of fate, the winds that whisper, the storms that wait. Beneath the robes of royalty worn, there lies a heart both loved and torn. You saw the prince. They see the crown, but none have seen me broken down. They cheer my name, they chant in awe, but never glimpse the cracks they draw. I remember the softness of your gaze, a quiet balm in the loudest days. Your words were calm, like desert rain, but I was a storm you couldn't contain. You asked me once, will love survive the weight of your name? And I, so proud, so blind with flame, said love was ours, unchanged, untamed. But I was born beneath a vow, a promise sealed on a sovereign brow. Each breath I take belongs to land, to ancestors' dreams and duty's hand. What they never teach a prince to feel is how to lose what once was real. To smile for crowds while dying inside, to call it strength and bury pride. I write you now, but not for reply, for I know your silence. I know your sky. I know you're free as I never was, and you left with grace, without applause. I still see you, in the lull of night, where stars pretend to hold their light. In every verse I ever wrote, in every tear my poems coat. You were not made for gilded rooms, nor for a life shaped by heirlooms. You craved a love that breathed with ease, not one that bowed to legacies. And me? I danced on shifting sands, held power in calloused, duty-filled hands. But with all my wealth and land and line, I couldn't keep what once was mine. The elders say, one cannot serve both heart and throne. But why must kings still die alone? Why must love be what we lack, while the world weighs heavy on our back? They wanted me to lead, to rise, to hide my wounds with warriors' guise. But late at night when shadows fall, I whisper truths inside these walls, that I would trade my robes and reign for one more hour of your sweet pain. That if this world were mine to break, I'd unmake crowns for your soul's sake. You are the poem that haunts my breath, the memory I guard unto death. Not even time can steal your name from verses birthed in royal flame. I remember when you used to say, even kings must kneel one day, and in your arms I did just that, not as a prince but a man laid flat. No palace holds the warmth you gave, no gold as rich as the love you crave. And so I stand in silent halls, where echoes speak and shadow calls. I walk past portraits, marble and steel, of rulers who forgot how to feel. And I wonder, do they too regret the ones they lost, the tears unmet? I wear the white, I wear the pride, but where regret I cannot hide. For all the world that calls me light, I lost the one who made me right. There was a time we dreamed of flight, of living far from royal sight, of riding dunes, just you and I, with no one there to ask us why. Boo! I once believed that time would heal, that duty's voice could make me feel, that sacrifice was always right, but even stars can lose their light. The silence in my chamber grows, with every step the cold wind blows. Not even gold-lined palace gates can shield the soul from fragile fates. They call me wise, they call me bold, but wisdom cracks when love grows old. What good is fire that cannot warm? What use is calm that hides the storm? They said, she left, but they don't know, she didn't leave. I let her go, and every night, that truth returns, a phantom flame that always burns. She haunts no halls yet fills each space, where once I dreamed of her embrace. The world I lead is vast and wide, but emptiness walks by my side. I wear the crown, they bow their heads, but in my heart, the past treads. I tried to lock her in a rhyme, to trap her ghost inside of time. But poetry, though pure and true, cannot undo what I once knew. She loved me not for what I owned, nor cared for lands my blood had sown. She saw the boy, the trembling flame, before the world had praised my name. She touched my fears with open hands, unbound by laws or royal plans. She whispered dreams that held no throne, just places where we'd be unknown. But I could not abandon all. The lineage, the herald's call. I stood upon tradition's grave, and watched her go, too proud to cave. The people needed me to stand, not fall with flowers in my hand. And so I stood, and so I lied, and so the real me slowly died. I carved a statue made of grace, but gave it not her soul, her face. I built her shrines in memory's stone, and prayed to them when I'm alone. Her name, unspoken in my court, still echoes where the winds distort. No servant dares to say her name, but every corner breathes the same. I wonder, in her distant home, does she walk gardens all alone? Or has she found a love more free than one who ruled but could not be? Does she read words that I once wrote, tucked inside her winter coat? Does she recall the falcon's flight, the desert songs, our stolen night? Once we stood on Jumeirah's shore, as waves confessed what we ignore. She said, "The sea forgets the sky, but lovers never say goodbye." And still that echo breaks my sleep, a lullaby too sharp to keep. I rise before the dawn arrives, and pace the halls like ghosted lives. Outside, the world awakens bright. Inside, I fade away from light. The titles they place on my name feel heavier than joy or flame. Sometimes I stare at foreign skies and envy those with simpler ties. A man, a wife, a child, a song, a love that stays, a life not wrong. Yet fate did not weave such a thread. Instead, it crowned me king instead. And in return, I gave it all, even the chance to truly fall. I never knew that letting go would mean a lifetime's silent woe, that even kings could be so small when faced with love that dared to fall. The camels cry across the plain. The scent of oud drips down like rain. Each night I write but never send.